All right, hey, how are you all?
Hola, ¿cómo están?
How are you?
¿Cómo están
Everybody
todos?
okay?
¿Están todos
Better
bien?
than okay, right?
Mejor que bien,
Oh
¿no?
man, it's so good to be here.
Es tan bueno estar aquí.
Videolandia, we love you. Why don't you everybody come on up here just for a second?
Todos vengan
Just
un segundito.
say hi to Video.
Y digan hola a
do you guys want to see these
los
guys?
de Videolandia.
Come on up here. All of you,
No,
everybody, come on
¿no
up
los
here
quieren
and
ver?
say hi.
Digan
All
hola.
right. Donald, come on.
Hello.
Okay, there's one. Come on, one by one. Come on up and
más,
say
a ver,
hi.
que venga.
We have a sort of a small class tonight, but that's okay.
Hi.
No more? No more?
Nada
You don't
más.
want to like
Gracias por vernos.
okay. Andrea, you want to come up and say hi to Videolandia?
Hola a todos, bienvenidos, Dios los bendice.
Okay.
Muy bien, muy bien.
Jerónimo,
Esto.
you want to come on up and
Aprendan, aprendan.
Hola a todos y que la palabra los edifique como a nosotros nos está pasando en este momento. Gracias.
Muy bien, mirá vos.
okay. We have some other people here, but we'll just stop with that for right now.
Tenemos más gente, pero ahí vamos a parar.
Everybody else is really shy.
Todos los demás son tímidos.
Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about maturity,
Así que
right?
estamos hablando acerca de la madurez.
Pardon me.
Disculpen.
It's an interesting subject, right?
Es un tema interesante.
Like we never want to think that we are immature, right?
Nunca queremos pensar que somos inmaduros, ¿no es así?
Like if you are if you are going for a job
Si ustedes van a buscar un trabajo
and they ask you to describe yourself.
y te piden que te describas a ti mismo.
Just write something or tell me something about yourself.
Escribe o dime algo con respecto a ti.
Well, I'm very immature.
Soy muy inmaduro.
Like no.
No.
You never say that, right?
Nunca decimos eso.
We never say that.
Nunca lo decimos.
But on the other hand,
Pero en otra, de la otra mano,
yeah, we do recognize that we have some immaturity,
sí reconocemos que tenemos un poco de inmadurez.
right? Sometimes we say, oh, a lot of immaturity.
A veces decimos mucha inmadurez.
But the key, by the way, is not to try to figure out exactly where you are on the scale.
Pero la clave no se trata de darse cuenta dónde uno está ahí en la escala.
Or maybe sometimes you think, I'm going pretty good, and then the next week you're going
Tal vez tú
like,
piensas que
maybe it's like,
estás yendo muy bien
like
espiritualmente y
that.
después te cae.
Okay, I want to talk about that for a little
Quiero
bit.
hablar acerca de eso por un rato.
All right. This is going to be really short tonight.
Este va a ser muy corto esta noche.
Last night I went long,
Anoche me extendí.
but I'm very sorry about that.
Les pido disculpas por eso.
But tonight we're going to be really short.
Pero esta noche va a ser muy corto.
And but go to the book of Ruth.
Vayan por favor al libro de Ruth.
Okay. Yeah. Maturity. In the book of Ruth,
En el libro de Ruth
I want to talk about two women.
quiero hablar acerca de dos mujeres.
Naomi
Noemi. Gracias.
right? And the other one is Ruth.
Ruth.
Okay, so Naomi and Ruth.
Noemi y Ruth.
Ruth and her husband
Ruth y su esposo
and their two sons,
y sus dos hijos
they are from Bethlehem.
Ellos eran de Belén,
but during the time of the judges,
pero durante el tiempo de los jueces,
they moved
ellos se mudaron
to Moab.
a Moab.
Probably didn't ask the will of God.
Probablemente no preguntaron cuál era la voluntad de Dios.
They probably just moved on a quick decision. Hey, it's hard here in Bethlehem.
Ellos probablemente tomaron una decisión muy rápida diciendo, acá es muy dura la vida en Belén.
Like, I don't know how we're going to make it.
No sé cómo
Let's-
vamos a sobrevivir.
Let's go to Moab. I heard that there's work down there.
Vamos a Moab, escuché que ahí hay trabajo.
So they did.
Así que se fueron.
And their two sons got married
Y los dos hijos se casaron
with women from Moab.
con mujeres de Moab.
One of the sons married a girl named Orpha,
Uno de los hijos se casó con una mujer que se llamaba Orfa
and the other one married a woman by the name of Ruth.
y el otro se casó con Ruth.
Then some things started to happen.
Y algunas cosas empezaron a pasar.
By the way, like in life,
En la vida
things happen,
cosas pasan.
and things that you weren't planning for,
Cosas que no estábamos planeando
right? And they happen.
y pasan.
And we could call them tests, right?
Y podemos llamarlas pruebas.
And they test our faith,
Cosas que prueban nuestra fe.
right? That's God. By the way, God is always testing our faith.
Dicho sea de paso, Dios siempre está probando nuestra fe.
But by the way, the idea of God
Pero la idea de Dios
is always to approve of us.
siempre es aprobarnos.
Okay, God is never, oh, I hope they fail.
Dios nunca está diciendo, oh, espero que fallen.
He always hopes that your faith does not fail.
Siempre Él espera que nuestra fe no falle.
Right? That's what Jesus prayed for Peter, right?
Por eso es que Jesús oró por Pedro.
Okay, but so first, Naomi's husband died.
Primero, el esposo de Noemí falleció.
So here you have Naomi,
Así que esta Noemí,
right? Let's make Naomi here, and her husband,
y su esposo,
but he died.
él falleció.
But that's hard.
Es duro.
But
Pero
we had two sons,
tenemos dos hijos
and
y
both of our sons
los dos hijos
got married
se casaron.
to girls.
Se casaron con chicas, con mujeres.
You have to add that today.
Hoy en día hay que explicar eso.
Yeah. You didn't used to have to add that.
En el
part,
pasado no tenías que explicar eso,
but now you have to say they married girls.
pero hoy sí tenés que explicar que se casaron con mujeres.
And so Ruth,
Así que Ruth,
what she? Oh, I'm sorry, Naomi.
perdón, Noemí,
Yeah, Naomi.
Noemí,
What is she hoping for now?
¿qué está esperando ella ahora?
Okay, that her sons will take care of her.
Que sus hijos la mantengan, la
Okay,
sustenten.
that's undoubtedly one thing that she's hoping.
Sin duda debe ser una de las cosas que ella esperaba.
But there's probably something she's hoping for even more.
Pero hay algo que ella está esperando incluso con más anhelo.
Yeah, grandchildren.
¿Nietos?
Yeah, that's what she's. I mean, she wants grandkids.
Ella
Yeah.
quiere nietos.
All right, but then, and one of these daughters is Orpha,
Y uno de sus hijas, Orfa,
daughter-in-law,
la suegra,
yeah,
perdón, no,
nuera.
no era.
And the other one is Ruth.
Y la otra es Ruth.
Right now, but the two sons die
Ahora los dos hijos también mueren.
before their wives are pregnant.
Antes de que las esposas estén embarazadas.
Oh boy,
Oh,
it's
Dios,
hard.
es difícil.
It was hard. It's like, this is a true story.
Es una historia verdadera.
Naomi is not happy.
Noemí no está feliz.
She's very angry with God,
Está muy enojada con Dios.
right? She actually says, she said, okay, she tells her two daughter-in-laws,
Ella les dice a las dos nueras,
you go back to your people.
vayan de vuelta con su gente.
I'm going to go back to Bethlehem.
Yo me voy a volver a Belén.
But she's not going back with a lot of hope,
Pero ella no regresa con mucha esperanza.
right? She's not, she doesn't have, her faith is not really, well, let's put it this way.
Digamos de
She's
esta
not-
manera.
Maybe she's not responding really great to the plan of God for her life.
Ella no está reaccionando de una manera muy positiva al plan de Dios en la vida de ella.
But I can't say that I would respond any better.
Pero yo no puedo decir que yo voy a responder de una manera mejor.
I don't know. Like,
No lo
this is a
sé.
tough one, right?
Es muy difícil.
This is not just for a history lesson here.
Esto no lo digo solo por una lección de historia.
This really happened.
Esto realmente pasó.
And so Orpha goes back to her people.
Así que Orfa regresa con su gente.
But Ruth has something happens.
Pero algo pasa con Ruth.
She says to Naomi,
Ella le dice a Noemí,
no,
no,
I'm going with you.
yo me voy contigo.
Where you go, I will go.
Donde tú vayas, yo voy a ir.
Your people will be my people.
Tu gente será mi gente.
And Naomi's going,
Y Noemí
I don't have any people.
le está diciendo, yo no tengo ninguna gente,
I don't have people.
no
Like,
tengo ningún pueblo.
And but Ruth says, that's okay, I'm going with you.
Ruth dijo, está bien, voy igual contigo.
And your God will be my God.
Y tu Dios va a ser mi Dios.
I mean, that's an interesting statement.
Esa es una declaración interesante.
Because right now, Ruth is not, or I'm sorry, Naomi is actually angry with God.
Porque en realidad ahora Noemí está enojada con Dios.
She's angry with God.
Ella está enojada con Dios.
And Ruth says, I want your God.
Y Ruth dice, yo quiero a tu Dios.
Like, can you explain that?
¿Me pueden explicar?
Maybe talk with your neighbor for a couple minutes about that.
Hablen con su vecino con respecto de esto por unos minutos.
All right, go ahead. Back on there. All right. Make sure our audio is back on. We okay?
Fíjate si el audio
1,
está.
2, 3. Here we go. All
Hola,
right.
hola.
Now listen.
Escuchen.
What did you say?
¿Qué es lo que dijeron?
You were talking about the football game?
Estaban hablando del,
No,
del
just
partido
I'm
de
only
fútbol.
teasing. You guys are awesome. You got. By the way, I so appreciate our Bible college class.
Yo aprecio mucho nuestra clase de Instituto Bíblico.
God bless you guys.
Dios los bendiga.
You're very edifying to teach.
Me edifican mucho cuando les enseño.
What we're talking about here is Pastor Dwight mentioned it.
Lo que estamos hablando aquí es acerca de algo que el pastor Dwight mencionó.
The difference between maturity and spirituality.
La diferencia entre la madurez y la espiritualidad.
We have here really two believers.
Aquí tenemos dos creyentes.
Naomi is a more mature believer,
Noemí es un creyente más maduro,
but she's not showing it right now.
pero ahora no lo está manifestando.
She's going to.
Ella va a mostrarlo.
We're going to see it in a minute here.
En un minuto lo vamos a ver.
But right now she's actually, so she's, and this, by the way, Pastor Dwight said this.
Pastor Dwight dijo esto.
Someone can, like a new believer, can be very spiritual.
Un nuevo creyente puede ser muy espiritual.
Or really, there isn't like levels of spirituality.
En realidad no hay niveles de
But
espiritualidad.
we're either spiritual or we're not spiritual.
Somos espirituales o no somos
We're
espirituales.
carnal,
Somos carnales.
right? But so a new believer can absolutely be spiritual,
Pero un creyente nuevo puede ser absolutamente espiritual,
but not very mature.
pero tal vez no muy maduro.
There are levels of maturity.
Hay niveles de madurez.
But
Pero
a mature believer
un creyente maduro
might right now be absolutely carnal.
puede ser en este punto absolutamente carnal.
Right?
¿No es así?
Like, but does he lose his maturity?
Pero pierde su madurez.
God says that he is not unfaithful to forget your works.
Dios dice que Él no es infiel y de olvidar las obras que hemos hecho.
You know, just because you have one of those, just because you have one of these moments,
Solo porque tú tienes unos de estos momentos,
you have one of these where you're, you know, where you're down there, like
Donde estás
below sea level.
estás abajo del nivel del mar.
Like, you know, but you could have that.
No puedes pasar por ese tiempo.
But it doesn't mean that you lose your maturity.
Pero no quiere decir que pierdes tu madurez.
You're just carnal right now.
Simplemente estás en la carne ahora.
So you know, confess your sin and get right back in the spiritual life. That's all.
Así que hay que confesar el pecado y volver de vuelta a la vida espiritual.
And go 100% forward with God.
Y ir 100% hacia adelante con Dios.
Okay, but I think that Ruth was thinking something like this.
Yo creo que Ruth estaba pensando algo como esto.
Well, I mean, Naomi is angry with her God.
Naomi está enojada con su Dios.
Why is she angry?
Pero ¿por qué está enojada?
I mean, when things happen to me,
Cuando me pasan cosas a mí,
I don't think about like the Dagon, the god of the Moabites.
yo no pienso que Dagón, el dios de los moabitas,
That I don't get mad at him.
yo no me enojo con el dios de los moabitas,
Because I don't think that he's really doing anything anyways.
porque en realidad no pienso que él haga nada de todas maneras.
Like, but Ruth is like watching this, like.
Pero Ruth está mirando.
Naomi thinks that God is like her God is actually could have could have prevented this.
Ella piensa que su Dios podía haber prevenido estas muertes.
Her God is powerful.
Su Dios es poderoso.
She believes that her God allowed this to happen.
Ella cree que su Dios permitió que esto pase.
Like this is a new concept for Ruth.
Este es un concepto nuevo para Ruth.
And I don't know exactly when she becomes a believer,
Yo no sé exactamente cuándo ella se convierte.
right? Maybe she already has.
Ella tal vez ya es creyente aquí.
But she's the spiritual one.
Pero ella es la espiritual.
Ruth is the spiritual one.
Ruth es la espiritual.
But she's immature.
Pero ella es inmadura.
Naomi is mature,
Pero Noemí es madura.
but she's not spiritual right now.
Pero en este punto no es espiritual.
Actually, when they get back to Bethlehem,
Cuando ellos regresan a Jerusalén, a Belén,
what does Naomi say?
¿qué es lo que dice Noemí?
Because the people say, "Oh, Naomi's back,"
Porque la gente dice, Noemí ha regresado.
and Naomi says, "Don't call me Naomi.
Y Noemí dice, no me llamen Noemí,
Call me Mara."
llámenme Mara.
It means bitter.
Significa amarga,
Yeah.
amargura.
Yeah. Call me bitter.
Llámenme amargura.
And by the way, there's no evidence that anybody ever called her that.
Y no hay evidencia de que nadie nunca la haya llamado amargura.
I'm very happy about that.
Estoy muy feliz.
Like, don't, just by the way, when somebody says something like that,
Cuando alguien digas algo así,
and you see that they're in the flesh right now,
y que ustedes ven que ellos están en la carne,
you don't have to worry about it.
no te preocupes.
They'll be okay.
Ellos van a estar bien.
God will watch what happens.
Fíjate lo que pasa.
Okay. Chapter 2.
En el capítulo 2,
Naomi, let's see, chapter 2, verse 2,
en el capítulo 2, versículo 2,
Ruth said to Naomi, "Let me go to the field and glean among the ears of grain."
Ruth le dijo a Noemí, te ruego que me dejes ir al campo y recogeré espigas.
Okay, so this is not Naomi's idea,
Esta no es la idea de Noemí,
but Ruth.
sino la idea de Ruth.
Naomi is still bitter,
Noemí todavía está amarga.
and Ruth is like immature,
Ruth es inmadura,
but spiritual,
pero es espiritual.
and she's ready for action.
Y ella está lista para la
The
acción.
spiritual one is ready for action.
La espiritual está lista para la acción.
The carnal one is always like carnal goes with lazy, like beef goes with Argentina.
Lo carnal va con la ser vago,
Pereza,
la pereza, y él
como,
dice que el bife y la Argentina también van juntos.
yeah. I just thought that up myself right now. Like,
Ahí se me ocurrió.
that's how intelligent I am.
Eso es tan inteligente que
That's
soy.
my level of
Es mi
intelligence.
nivel de inteligencia.
Okay. But watch later on.
Pero sigamos viendo lo que pasa.
She comes back,
Ella regresa
and in verse 19,
en el versículo 19.
Naomi says to her, "Where did you glean today?
Noemí le dice, ¿dónde has espigado hoy?
And where have you worked?
¿Y dónde has trabajado?
Blessed be the man who took notice of you."
Bendito sea el que te ha reconocido.
Hey, what's happening?
¿Qué está pasando
Hey,
ahora?
something's happening a little bit with Naomi now, isn't it?
Ahora está pasando algo con Noemí.
Oh, hey, blessed be the man.
Bendito sea el hombre.
Hey, what happened to your bitterness, Naomi?
¿Qué pasó con la amargura de Noemí?
Like, You know, but when you see a little evidence of carnality,
Cuando veas una pequeña evidencia de carnalidad
or maybe a lot of evidence,
o mucha evidencia,
don't worry about it.
no te
Like,
preocupes.
just, probably the person just, like this person is like Elijah.
Probablemente esta persona es como Elías.
Remember when Elijah said, like, oh God, kill me.
¿Se acuerdan cuando Elías dijo, Dios, mátame?
Can you imagine in the
¿Se
church
pueden
today?
imaginar hoy en la
Like,
iglesia?
You can't talk like that to God.
No podés hablarle así a Dios.
Get away from him. A lightning bolt is going to fall on him.
Aléjense de él que un trueno, un rayo le va a caer, sí. Gracias.
Yeah. What did God say?
¿Qué es lo que dijo Dios?
God sends an angel with a Snickers bar,
Dios manda un ángel con una barra de chocolate Snickers.
and he says,
Mi
eat
favorito.
your Snickers bar,
Come una
And,
barra de
you know,
Snickers
have a little mate,
y tomó mate
and go to sleep.
y vete a dormir.
And when he wakes up,
Y cuando se levanta,
I give him another Snickers bar,
dele otra barra de chocolate.
one for the road.
Una para que lleve, para que tenga.
And it says he went for 40 days.
Y dice que fue como 40 días.
That's what it says.
Eso es lo que dice la
That's,
Biblia.
that's a heck of a meal right there.
Es un-
I want one of those Snickers
Yo
bars,
quiero una de
baby.
esas
Like,
barras de
hey,
Snickers.
God, people get so,
Y la
upset.
la gente se enoja tanto
and God is like, just needs a Snickers bar and a nap.
y necesita simplemente una barra de chocolate y dormir.
That's a siesta. He
Una
just needs a
siesta.
siesta. You guys are ready to say he's not even saved.
Ustedes están listos para decir que Elías ni siquiera es
Out
salvo.
of the church.
Échenlo de la
He
iglesia.
just needs a Snickers bar. Come
Simplemente
on.
necesita unas.
So look. So Ruth, this is what I'm saying here.
Esto es lo que estoy diciendo
Like,
aquí.
Ruth starts to initiate.
Ruth empieza a iniciar
And actually, if you read the rest of the book,
y en realidad si leen el resto del libro,
Ruth starts to counsel. Naomi. Yeah, Naomi starts to counsel Ruth.
Noemí empieza a darle consejo a Ruth.
There you have it.
Ahí lo tienen.
There's the maturity of Naomi
Ahí está la madurez de Noemí
counseling
dándole consejo
Ruth,
a Ruth,
the less mature one.
la menos madura.
But now you have two spiritual women.
Pero ahora tienen dos mujeres espirituales.
Hallelujah.
Aleluya.
Okay, that's basically what I wanted to say.
Es básicamente lo que quería decir.
Okay. Do you have any questions about this?
¿Tienen alguna pregunta con respecto a esto?
Does this make sense to you?
¿Esto tiene sentido para ustedes?
Like spirituality,
La espiritualidad,
I mean, we although definitely
aunque definitivamente
we could say this,
podríamos decir esto.
like, okay, if we have like maybe here we get saved,
Tal vez aquí nos convertimos.
and and maybe we have some bumps along the way,
Y tenemos unos altibajos.
but eventually we're going that way.
Pero estamos yendo hacia arriba.
Like Jesus told us that we would be conformed unto His image.
Jesús nos dijo que vamos a ser conformados a su imagen.
And Pastor Dwight read the verses on that actually.
Y el pastor Dwight leyó esos versículos.
And by the way, on the paper that I prepared for you guys today, there's a bunch of verses on there.
Dicho sea de paso, en el apunte que les preparé hoy hay un montón de versículos
About maturity.
acerca de la madurez.
And you did everybody get one of those?
Y todos
The
tienen
papers, yeah.
uno de los papeles.
Okay. So, yeah, that's really what I wanted to say.
Eso es realmente lo que quiero decir.
When you have a bump in the road,
Cuando haya un palo en la rueda, en el camino,
first of all, don't be so hard on other people.
Primero, no sean tan duros con otras personas.
And don't be too hard on yourself either.
No sean duros con ustedes mismos también.
Because God is just like, Snickers bar and a siesta. That's all he needs.
Porque Dios iba a decir una barra de Snickers y una siesta es todo lo que necesitan.
Like he'll send like Ruth with Naomi.
Y él va a mandar Ruth con Naomi.
Yeah, and Ruth helped Naomi a lot.
Ruth ayudó mucho a Noemí.
Naomi began to initiate.
Ruth comenzó a Noemí comenzó a iniciar.
Because she's the one who has more maturity.
Porque Noemí es la que tiene más madurez.
And God didn't, and when she got angry with God,
cuando ella se enojó con Dios,
God didn't send a lightning bolt to end her life.
Dios no le mandó un rayo para matarla.
Right? She got angry.
Ella se enojó.
By the way, God can take it.
Dicho sea de paso, Dios se la aguanta.
Yeah. If there's any person in the universe who is not insecure,
si hay una persona en el universo que no es insegura,
it's God.
Es Dios.
Like, people can be insecure.
La gente puede ser insegura.
But God is not insecure.
Pero Dios no es inseguro.
Like, God is not, I can't believe they said that about me.
Dios no está diciendo, no puedo creer que dijeron eso acerca de mí.
Like, I'm going to get them.
No,
God is like, okay, like, actually, he was very gracious to Naomi, wasn't he?
Y en realidad tuvo mucha gracia con Noemí, ¿no es así?
Yes, God had much grace.
Dios tuvo mucha gracia.
Right. So that's how we're going to end our course.
Así que así vamos a finalizar nuestro curso.
Now, tomorrow night,
mañana a la noche,
what we're gonna, and I think we're gonna film.
Vamos a filmar.
I think.
Creo.
I'm not absolutely sure about that.
No estoy absolutamente seguro.
But what we're gonna have tomorrow is a rap.
Pero lo que vamos a hacer mañana es tener un rap.
We're not gonna have. We finished the classes that we wanted to finish, our course.
Terminamos las clases del curso que hemos querido terminar.
And I want to again I want to thank Pastor Dwight very much for teaching with us in this class.
Y quiero agradecer mucho al Pastor Dwight por haber enseñado esta clase con nosotros.
And thanks Pastor Dwight and Claudia for coming down to be with us during this time.
Y gracias al Pastor Dwight y a su esposa Claudia por haber venido a estar con nosotros.
We really appreciate it.
Y lo apreciamos mucho.
We love you.
Y los amamos.
But tomorrow night for the class.
Pero mañana a la noche para la clase.
And you guys can do the same thing in Videoland.
Y ustedes también pueden hacer lo mismo en Videolandia.
Probably we won't film.
Probablemente no vamos a filmar.
I think we won't film.
Creo que no vamos a filmar.
But what we will do is, the people here.
Lo que vamos a hacer es que la gente aquí.
And you guys there, wherever you are.
Y ustedes donde estén.
You have a rap.
Tengan un rap.
You have like talk for an hour.
Hablen por una hora.
About the course.
Acerca de la clase.
Mention and by the way, everybody participate.
Dicho sea de paso, todos participen.
Everybody participate in the rap.
Todos participen en el rap.
So it's something that spoke to you during the class.
Algo que les habló a ustedes con respecto a la clase.
Yeah. Okay.
Muy bien.
And then also we will give you a final exam.
Y les vamos a dar un examen final.
It will be a written final exam.
Va a ser un examen escrito.
And you will actually why don't we do this?
¿Por qué no hacemos
Oh, I
esto?
think this is even a better idea.
Tengo una idea mejor.
Okay. This is what. Okay. So, but tomorrow night's the wrap.
Mañana
you're
a la
gonna have-
noche es el
You're going to
rap.
have 1 week to do your final exam.
Van a tener una semana para hacer el examen final.
And what I want you to do for your final exam
Y lo que quiero que hagan para el examen final,
is pick one thing that we talked about,
que elijan una cosa de lo que hemos hablado,
one theme,
un tema,
and write about it.
y escriban al respecto.
How much?
¿Cuánto?
Let's see.
Veamos.
Maybe 2 pages.
Tal vez 2 páginas.
Like just not front and back 2 pages, but just like dos caritas.
Dos
Yeah.
carillas. Dos carillas.
Is that what we say? Dos caritas.
Carillas.
Huh?
Carillas. Carillas with double L.
Oh,
Carillas.
carillas. Dos carillas.
Carillas.
Okay. Yeah, not 2 caritas. No, that was not. Yeah. Yeah, that's something else. Okay. Okay, strike that from the tape. Okay.
Borren eso del video.
Okay, so, all right, does everybody understand that?
¿Todos entendieron eso?
Okay, so you just, you're going to get a good grade
Van a tener una buena nota.
as long as you do the work.
Just
write.
Mientras
Just-
hagan
But
el
write
trabajo.
from your heart.
Escriban del corazón.
Like, don't just copy your notes,
No copien las notas.
but write something like that's in your heart.
Escriban algo que está en el corazón de ustedes.
Okay.
¿Okay?
And of course, sure, use the Bible,
Sí, usen la Biblia, por
use your
supuesto.
notes,
Usen las notas.
but like I want to read something that came from your heart.
Quiero leer algo que vino del corazón de ustedes.
And by the way, I love reading stuff that students in Bible college write.
Y de hecho, sea de paso, me encanta leer cosas que los estudiantes del Instituto Bíblico escriben.
Oh, and could you do me the favor of writing it legibly?
Y pueden hacerme el favor de escribirlo legiblemente.
Even better is like if it's like in a typed.
Y mejor sería si está escrito a máquina o impreso.
Oh, that's even like
Eso-
hallelujah. Oh,
eso-
when I see that, your grade goes up.
Cuando vea eso, la nota va más alta.
Okay, so God bless.
Dios bendiga, los bendiga.